Hello Flosstube friends, I am Lisa and this is my channel Cross by Floss, and welcome if you are new to my channel. Thank you for finding me, and I hope you like what you see and that you'll consider subscribing and liking my channel. And if you are returning, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your comments, and yeah, you guys, Flosstube community is awesome. So today is February 14th, so happy Valentine's Day. Today is a special day for me only because I have a baby who was born on Valentine's Day. I was able to pick his date because weirdly I have one of those weird, bodies that doesn't like to produce its own hormone or whatever it is to spontaneously give birth. And so I was able to pick his day anyways. And so he has always been my little love bug on Valentine's Day. And I always made his day special. And he turns 28 today, which is shocking to me. He's my second son. And that's shocking to me because how do I have a 28-year-old? Anyway, yeah, so for those of you who like to, celebrate Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day to you. And yeah, so Mr. G is not around to celebrate Valentine's Day with. He is still on the road. And yeah, he was down for like 4 days. I don't remember where he was, but he had to get his truck serviced. And it took 4 days because unfortunately it was kind of over a weekend. And while the mechanics work on the weekend, they've got a lot of trucks to go through. And so he was down for 4 days. And so we made the decision that, he should just stay out and not take another 4 days and come home in the month of February, because you don't get paid when you don't work, right? So yeah. So he's not around, but that's okay because I have my grandbaby today. She's got a class party that she's doing at school, and so we did all the Valentines last night, and yeah, just super excitement. Okay, speaking of my granddaughter, so those of you who follow me on Instagram, I had posted couple weeks ago maybe that she was uber sick, and she had a temperature of like 105.2 or 3 one morning when we took her temperature, which yes is very, very high. And she had some weird virus that was going around, and but I want to thank you all for your concern and the private messages that I got asking how she was doing. She is totally on the mend. We sent her, she was out of school for well over a week, and we sent her back, unfortunately, with, a stuffy nose and the whole deal, but she was no longer contagious, we made sure. And her mother works in the medical field, so, we're pretty cautious. So thank you. She's doing great. And yeah, so okay, I think that's it. I think that's it for my life updates. Mr. G, my baby, who's a Valentine's baby, and the grandbaby. I think I got it all, sure. Okay, I have been watching a ton of Flosstube, which means that I have been doing some stitching. So let's get into my whips first, okay? Yeah. So, and of course I didn't prepare, so we're gonna have to get them all out of the bags. Okay. And in no particular order, I, just randomly work on these. So this is cotton and twine, and this is a pattern that is a subscription box pattern, or a subscription box, and it comes from the UK, which is cool. And they put together awesome boxes. I have received a December and a January one. February is on its way. I'm really excited about that because I think it's Caterpillar. I don't remember. I think it's Caterpillar Stitches. I don't know. Again, I'm really bad with names. I barely get my own children right. It is what it is. And if I can correct it, I'll put it down in the description box below. But that designer did February's pattern, so I'm really excited about that. And so this is where I've gotten. So in the subscription box, you get everything. You get the fabric, you get the floss, you get the pattern, you get a little treats and all kinds of really cool stuff comes in there. So this is what I have done on this one. I've got the top of the house started and a little teeny tiny bit of the border, and it's really nice to work on. This is Aida. I think it's 16 count Aida possibly, and so that, you know, is a very, very cute pattern, and I am enjoying working on that. It goes fast when I get on it. Okay. Let's see here. What is this one? Oh, my Rosewood Manor 4 and 20 Blackbirds by Karen Kluba. I am in love with this pattern so much. And I worked at our Stitchy meetup last Sunday. I worked super hard on this pattern and got quite a bit done. So I'm not sure where it was when I last had it, but I put in 2 birds. I finished the word full. I think I started, I don't know, I put some words in and some stuff, and then I started down here at the bottom of the tree trunk, which is a brown. I know it doesn't really look like it in the picture, but it's a brown. But, and I'm sorry, I don't iron anything until I'm like finished. But yeah, and so I love the nursery rhyme that this, darn it, that this goes with. And I hear my grandma in the back of my head as I'm stitching this pattern, because we used to, in the car, we would go from, every summer, my brother and I would go and visit my grandparents, and they lived in a different province than us. And to entertain us, my grandparents bought a camper trailer, and they put it on a piece of property in by the lake, in a camper, you know, park. And so on the way from Toronto from their house to the trailer, you know, we would drive, and we would sing, and my grandma she was lovely, and she would do all kinds of things to entertain us. And so she would pull out all of these nursery rhymes, and my grandfather was naughty, and he would make up naughty words for the nursery rhymes. And so, but it was a lot of fun, Okay, excuse me, I have to get my pattern. Whew, okay. All right, what's another one I've been working on? So these are all patterns that I have bought, and then I'll get to my freebie patterns, because I think I have, oh, how weird is that? I have 3 freebie patterns and 3 like patterns that I purchased. Okay, this is Plum Street Samplers Cinnamon Stars. And this is a SAL that Kippy, the academic stitcher, has started. And, you know, there's no date to the SAL, thank goodness, because I'm not getting it done. I think that maybe the goal is to get it done by fall, possibly, which, you know, totally I want to get done, because how great would it be to actually get this out? And, well, that also involves me truly finishing an FF. I'll wing it. We'll see if that happens. Okay, and this is where I am on this one. So pretty much, I think since the last time you've seen this, I have gotten a few more flowers in. I did start the stalks. What are they called on a flower? The stems, there we go. And a bit of the fence I've started. Now, mine I'm doing in DMCs. It calls for fancy floss, but I am doing mine in DMC. Now, I have seen this. There's 2 ladies who stitched it in our Stitchy group. One lady who came from another Stitchy group. They're all kind of connected. Pacific Northwest Stitchers, I think, is the like group, and they go to Acorns and Threads, and there's another one in Kitsap County, and then we have one in King County, and one of the ladies, I think her name is Melissa, I hope I got that right, she came from the Kitsap stitcher group to our stitching meetup on Sunday, and she brought all of her beautiful pieces, and one of them was cinnamon stars that she had finished, and she did hers in Fancy Floss. And then Sheila, one of the stitchers in our regular group, she also did hers, and she did hers, I think, on Monaco. I think that's what she said, Monaco. And she also did it on with Fancy Floss. And so, yeah, I have to say it with an accent because it's Fancy Floss. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, but so it's interesting to see everybody's different finishes on different type fabrics and, you know, the flosses that they choose. I may, just because I want a little bit of definition, where did I put the pattern? In the house, because there is, oh, can you see that? Wait. No, sorry, maybe, there's a lot of, different texture to the house that I don't think, well, I know I'm not going to get that with DMC, so I may get Fancy Floss for that. So but that's where I am. I'm loving this stitch. It's beautiful and it's easy, and this is like a 16 count mystery Aida that I got in one of my stash unloading things. So that is that one. Okay, now for some of my freebie stitches that I've been doing. So at the beginning of the year, I started a hashtag called Freebie Stitches 2020. Oh my gosh, I should know what my own hashtag is. I think it's Freebie Stitches 2020 on Instagram. And the intent really is to show different designers who have free stitches or free patterns that they post either on their blogs, their websites, some even put them in their Etsy stores. I think I may have lied, I'm not sure. I see them all over, but I get them from their websites or from their blogs, or yeah, I think that's kind of where I get them from. I have seen a lot on Pinterest, but unless I can verify that they come from their website, sometimes people are not always honest, and they'll post patterns that they have purchased and yeah, and maybe make it look like it's a free pattern. So my rule of thumb is if I haven't gotten it from a website, their blog, or some verified means, and it says complimentary or free pattern on it, I'm not going to post it, because it's not right to the designer. And I think a lot of designers put out free patterns so that you go to their websites, you see what they have, and then, you know, you click on all of their beautiful patterns, and when you stitch something, you hopefully enjoy the pattern and you'll purchase some. So win-win, you know. I'm all about customer service. And quick story, when I did home businesses like Creative Memories and Stampin' Up and Tastefully Simple, that kind of thing, I love to give out freebies to my customers or my clients, because it just, like, for me, I'm that girl that you give me a 35-cent like freebie, and I'm gonna be your customer for life, because I don't know why, but in my head I'm like, ooh, I got something for free with a purchase. Like, it's just this whole, and so maybe that's what the designers are thinking. I don't know. But anyways, okay, back to my pattern. It is called, didn't even get the pattern out after all that. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna try not to make this a long video, because, you know, we all have things to do, right? No, I have stitching. Okay, so it is the Jane Eyre sampler, and I just printed it in black and white, and it's by the Little Stitcher, and it was on her blog, and it's a 2012 free pattern that she put out. And did you know, okay, so here's another thing about free patterns. I go to the library, and at the library you can print for free off the computers, right? And so I'll go and I will, in my inbox, I will put, in my mail inbox, I will put the links for certain patterns that I want, and then I'll go to the library and I'll print them because I can do it for free. Because I don't always have access to my printer at home, and yeah, computer issues. So anyways, I just go to the library. I go to the library all the time. I love the library. And print out a couple of patterns for free and have them. So, and it's only in black and white, but you know what? Who cares? Like it's totally, no, you can get colored patterns at the library. But like at my library, I don't know if this is it for everybody, but at my library, I think you get like 80 sheets, 80 printed sheets a week or a month, 200 a month. But then if you do color, it's half that. I don't know. Anyways, you'd have to check your library. Yeah. Okay, this is where I'm at. I am really rocking this thing, you guys. So I finished the upper alphabet. I finished the lower alphabet. I have gotten some of the bands in, and then I started one of the tree limbs, I guess, on this. My border matched up, yay. And I'm loving this pattern so much. Yes, I am. Do you guys see that? How pretty is this? This fabric is super flimsy. It is Aida. I don't know what it is though, because it's a mystery fabric that I got from, again, a stash unloading. I wish I knew what it was. It's hard to put in a hoop or for a Q-snap though, because it stretches the holes out too big. And so I do this one in hand, but it's a very floppy. Yeah, I truly wish I knew what it was. Anyway, okay, enough on that. Good Lord. Okay, the next one that I have here is Peppermint Pumpkin. I should know what the heck these are. It's a sal. I will link it down below, but it's a sal. It goes on for 52 weeks. So every week she drops a new portion to the pattern. And I finished all 6 weeks. Week 7 is dropping. Oh, it dropped. It already came out on Wednesday. This is Friday. So, but I figure because I caught up, see how pretty this is? It's blackwork. It is blackwork. And this is stretched out. It's a little distorted. My stitches are not uneven, but it's a little distorted just because of how tight I have it in my Q-snap. But, and I have it a little crooked too. But I'm okay with it. It's fine. Because when it comes out, it'll be fine. But week 7, this is week 7, and then week 8. So I'm going to do the 2 of them together. Now, I only chose 2 colors. She's got 52 colors, maybe 53 colors on her original pattern that you can sign up for. And yeah, I just decided, I'm lazy and I didn't want to go through my stash to figure out all of my colors. And so I just chose 2 because I wanted something that would be a little bit easy for me to figure out, and especially for my first blackwork piece. And I have to say, I am loving the blackwork. It is super easy to do as long as you sit there and concentrate. And it's easy to pick out because it's just 1 strand. I am using 2 strands for the borders, but I'm only using 1 strand for the blackwork. And it's on a 16 count Aida, I think. Okay, and then the last one that I'm working on right now is the Linens and Threads 2020 Sal. And it's called Family and Friends Quaker sampler. And I'm still working on it. I have only part of January in. February has already come out. It looks beautiful. But this is where I'm at. Okay, let's see here. Let's get you guys up there. So I don't know if you can see the variation in the floss colors. I hope you can. But this is a Threadworks variegated floss. I don't remember what the color number is, but I think, what's it called? I don't remember what they're called either. That's horrible. Sorry, not prepared. But anyways, it's real pretty. It's and it's super lovely to work on. Now I have noticed, because you know the variegated, I am stitching this two strands, no, one strand looped over, and because of the variegation, it's always the same in every part of the variegation. And so what I've had to do, so that I don't have, you know, brown is always starting in here, I go over my pattern a few and I'll start in a different spot to get that and then work around. So but my back doesn't look horrible for doing that, because I've had to run some of my, that's what it looks like, I've had to run some of my stitches back and forth a little bit, so that I don't get the same amount of variegation going in the same spots all the time, that when you see the start. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. In my head it did. So yeah, I'm not a professional, people. I just make crosses. I make crosses my way, because there's no cross stitch police, right? Yep. Okay, so that is it for my whips. Okay, and I have no finishes. I have no finishes. My projects are too big. And for those of you who can do a project real fast, I salute you, because I just can't. But I do have haul. Okay, so I, let me check my notes here. Oh, also for free patterns, so check my Instagram. If you follow my Instagram, I'm crossed_by_floss on Instagram. I'll have that link below. But I've decided that every Friday I'm going to have a freebie Friday. That's what I'm calling it. But it's free patterns. It's a designer, whatever. And so I'm going to show the next pattern that I'm going to work on, that's a free pattern. And I have pulled off, you guys, so I found some the other day from Country Living. Yeah, Country Living DIY Crafts. Every month they have a free pattern. Now they're tiny, they're small, but I mean, it's a free pattern. And they're cute, like they're super cute. And then I found another one from Amanda Designs blog, and she has a ton of like different types of free patterns. And I'm not sure if I don't know. Anyways, I will link it down below. But I did find that the other day when I was cruising. All I do is I go into Google and I say free patterns or freebie patterns or complimentary charts for cross stitch. And things will come up, websites will come up, designer names will come up. You'll be surprised. The other one that is like the easiest probably to get into is the DMC website. And you go in there and they have a plethora of free patterns that you can download, and they, you know, provide the floss numbers, colors, names, all that. And so that's how I started, honestly, was DMC patterns, freebie patterns. I signed up for their newsletter. And that's the other thing. If you go onto designers' sites and you sign up for their newsletter, they will sometimes they send free patterns in their newsletters. So there's lots of ways to get free, really beautiful cross stitch charts, patterns for free. So yeah, okay, enough of this free. But go check out my Instagram later today, and I am going to show the newest, I'm going to just start a freebie Friday on my hashtag freebie stitches 2020. Yeah. Okay. Also, you may have known that I am doing Stitch from Stash, and in January I had to post my Stitch from Stash amounts. And as I have talked about extensively in my videos in January, I failed big time in my Stitch from Stash. Apparently it was too much pressure for me, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I must buy all the things, and I did. So anyways, I had to claim what my budget was, what I spent, and how many, you know, what credit I could claim for my finishes. Well, I had 2 finishes in January that totaled, I think, $15. And my budget's $25. I claimed 750 something, I think. And that, I think I lowballed that even, because I'm fairly certain that there was more that I didn't catch. Yeah. And I'm still on a downward spiral for February. So let's get into me haul. Yeah. Okay. So, I don't think I have that much haul. Okay, this does not count in my Stitch from Stash amount, because I had signed up for the Fabric of the Month Club beforehand. And this is the Stitch Me, Brandy. She has a Facebook group, and she's also on Instagram. And this is the Fabric of the Month, and it's called Nova. And it's beautiful, very, very pretty. I see a Mirabilia mermaid on this easily. And that's gorgeous. Okay, that's the only thing that does not count from Stitch from Stash. Yeah. Everything else, I just went down really bad rabbit holes. Okay. So Roveris was she had sent a bunch of patterns to a lot of floss tubers, and for giveaways. And somebody I was watching had was it this pattern here maybe? I don't remember, but anyways, I saw a couple of patterns, went onto her website, and she's got a lot of Halloween, and I love me some Halloween. And so I went on and I purchased a few of her charts. I did 4 that were mailed to me, and then I had 1 that I downloaded because I wanted it immediately. Though I haven't started it, so I don't even know why, but it is what it is. They came from Italy, so it was awesome to get this little Italy package. It came like this, with a little Italy. And so these were the ones that I chose. She doesn't have names on her patterns. Are there names? No, it doesn't look like there's names on the patterns. So this one here is Welcome to Our Web. I thought that was real cute. And then this one here, the 13 Days of Halloween. Love that. Super cute. And then, oh, here's another Halloween one. October 31st. 1692, super cute. And then I chose a patriotic one, 1776, super pretty. And so most of these came with a, with either a little button and a charm. So the patriotic one came with this really cute little button and a star, and then Welcome to My Web came with a little charm bat. Super, is that a bat? Yeah, it is. It's a bat. The 13 Days of Halloween didn't have one, and then the 31st had the star charm. And then she also included this really cute, it's adorable. I think it's a scissor fob, and let's see here. No, I think it is a needle. Let's see that. To thread your needle, and it is Halloween, super cute. And then this guy here, which I think, is this a picker? I don't know. Anyways, you know, a de-stitcher. I'm gonna call it that, sure. So that is, so thank you so much. They're super cute, and I thoroughly enjoyed seeing what was coming from Italy. And then I went on to Stash Unloading. I've now now stopped looking at stash unloading because, dear Lord, I had to stop. But somebody was selling these patterns for $6 a piece, a Little House Needleworks. And so I was like, yes, please. Colonial Homes. Cute. This one's called Acorn Hill. This one's Nature's Beauty. And then Two Blue Houses. Super cute. So that was from one person in the Stitch from Stash. And then this was another one. Okay, oh, this is funny. Okay, so I have been watching this lady on Flosstube, and her name is, let me get it right, Shelly, and her Flosstube, her Flosstube is called Just Stitching Ink. And I found her because she posted a video in February that was called Freebie February. So I went on and I started watching, and she is doing like a pattern every day in February that are freebies. And I'm like, hey, that's very cool. And, you know, maybe she's got some patterns that I haven't seen before. And so, you know, awesome community. Well, then I found out she owns a shop in Ohio called Just Stitching Ink. And when I got my stash unloading, one of my patterns, it's from Just Stitching Ink in Ohio. So I thought that was hilarious. But this is one of the patterns that I got. It is a, who is this? It's Primrose Needleworks, and it's Patriotic Squares, and it came with the linen and the fancy floss. And so yeah, I'm never going to use linen. I probably am not going to use the linen. And then I also got this really beautiful Scarlet House on Stoneware Street pattern. And I have a love affair with the Scarlet House. I love her patterns. Love, love, love her patterns. And so anyways, I thought that that was absolutely hilarious that, you know, here I was watching this lady, and the next day my mail came and one of the patterns came from her shop. So, and she's fun to go watch if you want to see some stuff. She does all of her videos in her shop, in different areas in her shop, and it changes all the time. And she's got cool stuff. She's a very neat lady. And then, of course, with the passing of Leanne from Lost in Floss, which super sad. I had just started like binge watching all of their floss tubes, and I follow them on Instagram and had heard, and very sad. And I know that the stitching world lost a really lovely lady, and Barb lost, you know, a best friend. And Leanne's family lost their beloved family member. And so my heart goes out to all of you, and prayers and thoughts. But one of the things that they're doing in memory of Leanne is heartstring samplery. Two ladies in the Flosstube community, maybe more, I'm not sure, put together Sal, and it is The Baby It's Cold Outside from Heartstring Samplery. And so it starts today. It starts February 14th. I unfortunately do not have my fabric or my floss together for this, but it is something that I will stitch in memory of Leanne. And I really looked forward to watching their videos, and they were hilarious. Just hilarious girls together. So, okay, and then I had purchased the Threadworks floss to go with the Modern Folk Embroidery cell that I had joined. And then I started it and I was like, oh no, I think I want to make this a red pattern. And so I thought to myself, how about you try some silks, Lisa? Because I watch Brenda and the Serial Starter a lot. I love those girls. And they are always talking about having a red, you know, it's the law. You have to have, in order to be in compliance with the cross-stitching world, you need to have a red sampler. So I was like, well, the MFE one seems like a great idea to do, and let's do it in silks. So I jumped onto Silks for You, and I made a purchase. And so I bought 2 hanks, I think that's what they're called, of silks. But they're not the red that I was thinking it was going to be, but it's okay. So this is one of them. Let's see. Yeah, let's maybe did I forget? No, I didn't. I did not have more stash in there. I put it in there. Okay, so this is what this one looks like. And, it's not really as red. It's more like a burgundy, purpley kind of, but it's beautiful and I'm going to use it. So this is what I'm going to use let's not mess that up, eh? This is what I'm going to do my Modern Folk Embroidery one salon, and so I've had to wait to get started on that until I could show you my floss. It came like a week and a half ago, been sitting on it. And then the second hank that I bought was this one here, and it is a lighter burgundy. I was really looking for like a red, a deep red, and I ended up in the pinky purples instead. So I'm okay with that because that just means that I have to go back on and buy some more, right? And it is lovely, you guys. Oh my God, the feel. And then she also had like little packs that you could buy 10. And I think it was random. It may not have been. I may have just chose it on Instagram and this is what it was. But look at the gorgeousness of those little ones too. So I'm thinking, you know, a smaller sampler, something that doesn't need a whole lot. I'm loving this green and I'm seeing that as a shamrock. Yeah. So I have some plans for that. And then, oh my goodness, I'm making a mess on my table. And then, you guys know I love a good project bag, right? Oh, and with the silks, she also sent this little needle minder. How cute is that? It's the tiniest stinking thing I've ever seen. And so that was a nice little lovely freebies in there. So happy. Okay. Now, let's see here. Okay, so Denise from Goose Designs. She has a project bag of the month going on, and she's not doing it as a club. She is doing it on her Etsy shop, and you choose which months you want to purchase bags from, so that you're not really tied into the bag of the month if you don't like that month. And so I thought that was really smart. I mean, smart, the girl's smart. And she makes beautiful bags. So this was January's project bag of the month. And so with the beautiful little snowman in there and the back fabric, beautiful. And inside were these 3 beautiful skeins of blue and white floss for your winter project, and a snowman from Pip and Chip. Is that what it is? Pip, yes, Pip and Chip. They have an Etsy store, and this is, what is this? This is a needle, it's not a needle minder. It doesn't have it's a floss keeper. Is that what it is called? Yeah. And so super, super cute. And I do love all things snowman. And I'll show that in a little bit why. And talk at the end, kind of like my thing. So I might have to be reminded. And then Denise was showing these gorgeous, gorgeous bags with the pink barn and the heart fabric on the back. Beautiful, beautiful. I love me a project bag that it has I just love the clear fronts because you can see what's in it. And these are so well made. Well, she sent this one to me for Valentine's Day. So isn't that sweet? So thank you, Denise, so, so much. And happy Valentine's Day to you, girl. I love you. You're a sweet, sweet lady. And I enjoy your bags so much. And you know, a little fabric from our rival, your rival, team's coming. Okay, and then Stitch All the Things, Christine Slaughter on Instagram. She Stitch All the Things on Instagram and on Flosstube. And she also makes project bags and from Tula Pink fabric. And she posted this early February, just before her trip. And so I was like, yes, please. Oops, she's got a little skein of floss in there that she gives when you purchase a bag. And so pretty. Oh my gosh. If you guys could see this glitter fabric down on the bottom here. Oh, it is gorgeous. And then the back, so pretty. She does such a beautiful, beautiful job. And it's got a handle. And so that came, and then she gave me a skein of anchor floss. How lovely. I like me some anchor. Thank you, Christine. And then Lisa, the Kindred Stitcher, she also posted some bags on a Saturday morning, and I'll tell you, no, maybe it was Sunday. And I'll tell you, she posted that she was going to post bags over the weekend. And so all day Saturday, I am like refreshing the Instagram feed, and I'm like, I've got her on my notifications, and I'm like, and it didn't happen on Saturday. And I'm like, okay, you know, and we were going to be busy on Sunday. And so I'm like, oh, darn it. Well, she posted them on Sunday. And so I was like, yes. And as soon as she posted, man, I'm telling you, I was in there. I was fast, fast, fast. Well, this one is doggies. Oh my God, it is so stinking cute. And it's a pretty good size fabric bag. 14 by 14, 13 by 14, 13 by 13. I don't remember what she said. But anyways, it's adorbs. It's got shamrocks on it. And I am all things, you know, Irish because family's Irish. And but it's so cute. It is so cute. And so when I saw this one, and it's got like gold glitter in it. Can you guys see that? Yeah, it's not coming up as pretty as I think. But anyways, and then the inside fabric, so nice. And then Lisa does her signature on her zipper pulls is this really cute. We call this a kilt pin back in, you know, my day. It was a kilt pin, and then she just put some cute little buttons on that coordinate with the bag. So thank you, Lisa. And then Trish from Threads Entwined also posted a fabric bag that she was doing strips in, and I could not resist. Could not resist. And so I got that one. Her I think her bag Instagram is Cabin Creek, and so she's got her little tag on there, and then you open that up, and the inside fabric is this red. It's got a little bit of it's just kind of a modelly, like it's just a red with some brownie black mottled bits in it. But how beautiful is this bag? Yes, it is gorgeous. And so when she posted that, I had to snap that up, and she's got a little zipper pull. Cute, cute, cute. And so that was that. Okay, so then across the street from my work, and I'm not even kidding, it is like a 3-minute walk, a 1-minute drive, is Hobby Lobby, or as it's known in my house, Lobs of Hobbs. And so I had to go there. I have to go all the time. It's right across the street from my work. I drive past it twice a day. And so they were having a 90% off of stuff, mostly frames. I love it when they do their frames, but I was FaceTiming my daughter, like she was in bed, and I had to FaceTime her the 90% off, you know, area. And I was dying. It was hilarious. And she's like, oh, pick that one up. Let me see that. Anyways, while I was there, there were these there was three of these left jars. And, you know, they've got the plastic, whatever, the seal, you know, for the lid and everything. They were $2.49. Now, I think two of them had the A on the front and one had a Y or something. And, not that I'm going to use that. So I'm like, okay, I'm not super crafty, but I do every once in a while have an idea. And I was like, okay, so you know that there's those labels that you can put on the front that are like chalk on the front. And so I'm going to do that and then put them in my laundry room. I'm going to put some felt on the bottom so it doesn't wreck my washer. But for $2.49, I bought all three of them. I had to go for a cart. So here's the other thing. Every time I go into Lobs of Hobbs, I never get a cart because in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just going to buy like little things that I can carry up to the counter. No. So here I am. I'm trying to like, you know, make sure that nobody takes my stuff. And so I'm like trying to like carry that and the picture frames that she wanted and all kinds of stuff in my hands. Finally, I like put it down on the bottom of a shelf that was nowhere near the 90% off. And I'm like, okay, and we're going to get a cart. Yeah, I'm that person. And then, and I bought a bunch of other stuff, but that was kind of what I was excited about because like $2.49. And then here's another thing. So when they put their frames on, they have a lot of frames that are just like the frame. There's no glass, there's no back to them. And they put those on for stinking cheap sometimes. And when they're in the 90% off or 75% off, sometimes you can get a really, really good deal. Okay, they don't have glass in them and you still have to like put it back and everything. Okay, that's when you go to your Goodwill and you find a frame the same size and you pull out the glass and, you know, make it your own. Cheap. This is what I do. Okay, and then, okay, so I just want to show you this. Remember earlier I had mentioned that, you know, I love snowmen. So my daughter for Christmas, we tried to do, you know, like more meaningful, thoughtful gifts instead of like a bunch of like little things and whatever. So for Christmas, I got her a plant of the month subscription, you know, mailing thing. So every month she gets like a new plant that comes and that, you know, hopefully she can keep alive because I'm looking around and I'm like, there's some dead plants here. Isn't that like bad karma? Isn't that bad juju when you got dead plants in your house? I don't know. And then the other thing we did was we went and did some glass blowing, and it was a snowman glass blowing thing at one of the studios that is around Seattle. And so I did it for both of us. And so it's at Glass Baby. It's at a place called Glass Baby here in Seattle. And they have these beautiful votive holders and drink cups and whatever. And then a couple of times a year, they have glass blowing things that you can seasonal. And so I got the snowman one. And this is my snowman. How cute is he? He's adorbs. He's adorbs. And mine has like a little teeny tiny blemish on it, which is how we know that this one's mine, because hers is almost the same, except her hat is a little bit better on there. Anyway, but it's super heavy. And then with the package that I did, we also got like a Glass Baby votive holder, and I chose Seahawks for mine. But anyways, while we were there, this is my like little story. While we were there, we took pictures of each other, right? While we were doing the glass blowing with our person that was doing it with us. And I looked at the pictures of myself that she took and I'm like, oh, I'm almost the shape of this little snowman. Maybe upside down. Anyway, I was like, do I really look like that? And she's like, yeah, Mom. And I don't look so, you know, so anyways, I have decided lifestyle changes that, ooh, that just needs to. So, used to do Weight Watchers years and years and years ago, and I'm gonna have to go back. So, and I also have belonged to LA Fitness for 9 years, 8 years, something like that. In that whole entire time, I've probably gone a year, maybe, in total. Not very good at it. So, yeah, but that came about because of this glass blowing thing. I'm like, ooh, because, you know, I don't really look at myself in the mirror that much. And yes, I know when my clothes are starting to get tight and yada, yada, yada. But I wasn't really, you know, yeah. Okay. And then the other thing I did was I went to my Goodwill the other day, and, you know, my Goodwill, well, there's a lot of Goodwills around here, but the one that I drive by on my way home, occasionally I will stop in at just to see what they have, and they typically don't have that great of stuff in the crafting, or I miss it all the time. Well, I got there, and I got, I think, lucky. I think. So they packaged up a bunch of patterns in like a bag, and they made it $3.99, and you couldn't see what the patterns were, except that they had one that was facing this way and one that was facing this way in the bag. And so at least you could see 2 of the patterns, and then they had it like a bunch that were squished in, and by bunch I mean like 4. And so this was one of the patterns that was in the bag. And I was like, oh, yeah, totally. I wanted it for this pattern here. And it's a Happy Halloween pattern. And the bag was $3.99. And then it was 30% off because the color was green that day. And so it was the only pattern in the whole entire bag that was good. And so for $3.99 minus 30%, $2.50 or something like that. No, more than that. I don't know. Whatever the cost was. And then on the bottom shelf, hiding behind some of the linens and blankets, was this roll frame. I don't know. Anyways, it had all the knobs and they work, and it had a piece of Aida on it, and I don't know where it was at being, and somebody had put some stitches in it, but there was no pattern, and so I threw it out because I know sacrilege, but I probably could have washed it, but I don't know where it's been. And some of this stuff smelled a little smoky too, like somebody was smoking, and so and I'm not hurting for fabric. Just gonna put that out there. But I do have some patterns because of that I'm gonna give away. Yeah, they smell a little smoky, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, they do. They smell a little smoky. But if you are interested in these patterns at all, I'm gonna give them away. So here's rules: don't mention giveaway. I'll keep them out in the air, and maybe they'll air out, you know, and maybe not smell so bad when you get them, if you even want them. If you don't enter. But yeah, so be 18, you know, you guys know the drill. Don't mention giveaway, freebie, free prize, anything like that. And I'll mail anywhere. You guys, they're just patterns, so totally okay. But the first one is 12 Days of Christmas. It's got a stocking in it, which is really cute, and it's got a bunch of little patterns. So anyways, if you are interested in this one, say Christmas. Here is another one from Leisure's Arts Keepsake Samplers. So if you are interested in this one, there's a bunch of samplers in this one, both sides. Say samplers. Here is a Teach Yourself cross stitch, counted cross stitch Leisure Arts with a bunch of just little motifs basically. So if you are interested in this one, say teach. Yeah, that sounds good. And then here's another Leisure Arts, and this one's Hopscotch Silhouettes, and it's cute, it's pretty. And so if you are interested in this one, say hopscotch. So that's what I have for this week for giveaways. And then I had my last video, I had finished my Prairie Schooler pattern, and Mary had a little lamb, and so I was offering that as my giveaway. And so I did the random picker with the word lamb in it, and my winner was Aubrey. Let's get it right. My winner, oops, oh, get the password right. My winner was Aubrey Holt, I believe, yes. And she said, oh goodness, I would love to stitch the lamb. I am living vicariously through your hauls since I am on a no-buy for a few months. It's so hard. Yeah, girl, it is, clearly, because I can't keep to it. I hope you were able to start your Stitch from Stash over successfully. July is coming and I get to restart, so, because really I have failed, but I'm okay with it. So Aubrey, congratulations. Please comment or DM me, private message me, whatever, your address. I have my contact information. My email is down below. Send me an email, send a bird, do whatever, and I will mail this out to you as soon as I get your information. So thank you all for joining me and sticking with me in this almost hour long. I did not intend for it to be that long, sorry. And I think I talked about everything. Ooh, now I'll do it in my next video. You guys have suffered enough. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a really wonderful, wonderful day and a happy weekend. And I will see you all in my next video. All right, bye-bye.